So what do you do when love feels more like a prison than a partnership? Anna had always prided herself as being strong, independent, and fiercely dedicated to her career as a nurse. At 35 years old, she had built a life that she was proud of. She was well respected in her field, had a tight-knit group of friends and a supportive family. But when Nathan walked into her life, everything just changed. Their relationship began like a whirlwind. It was intense, it was passionate, and filled with promises of forever. Anna was swept up in the love, in the chemistry, in the belief that this was it. Nathan was the one person, that man, who would love her the way she deserved. But the honeymoon phase didn't really last long. Nathan would make sarcastic comments about her work schedule, how she spent more time at the hospital than with him. He would say, "You love your job more than you love me." His eyes would narrow, and it would not be in the form of a question, but as an accusation. Yet Anna would shrug it off all the time. After all, she was a professional, a nurturer, someone who cared for others. Surely Nathan understood that. But as the weeks went by, the comments turned more cutting, more direct. "You think you're better than me, don't you?" Nathan would hiss when Anna made a decision about their future, or when she would voice an opinion that didn't align with what he wanted. She would try to explain, to calm him down, but nothing ever seemed to work. Nathan couldn't hold down a job. He was constantly quitting, blaming his co-workers, or making excuses about how the work wasn't for him. Yet, he always had a reason why he couldn't look for something new, something better. Anna was the one who worked long hours, bringing in the paycheck, while Nathan spent his days in front of the television or lounging on the couch. The first time Nathan raised his hand in anger, Anna froze. She felt that it wasn't very serious, just a push, but it was enough to rattle her to the core. "You're worthless," he hissed as his hand hovered near her face. "You wouldn't even make time for me," he would say. It was the first of many incidents when Nathan would blame Anna for his own insecurities, turning even minor mistakes into a reason to make her feel small, to belittle her. Anna didn't know how to react, of course. She tried to brush it off, telling herself it was just a little thing. She tried to silence the voice inside her, but the truth screamed louder each day. Nathan was distorting her reality. The bruises he left were not always on her skin. They were also buried deep within her spirit, where no one could see. But she felt those bruises, everyone. The constant questioning of her worth, the manipulation, the gaslighting. It wore her down little by little until she barely could recognize the woman in the mirror. Anna was not sure if she was trying to fix him or if she was trying to fix herself. But either way, she was losing herself in the process. The more she gave, the more Nathan demanded. Anna was expected to fix him, to make up for the years of poor decisions that he had made. "You are all I have," he would tell her, his tone heavy with manipulation disguised as vulnerability. "I need you. I need you. I need you." But this need was like a bottomless pit, and she was drowning in it, giving of herself, sacrificing herself. It was as if she was fading away without ever hearing a single word of thanks. Just silence and more demands. At her lowest point, Anna found herself neglecting her own health. Long shifts at the hospital left her exhausted, and Nathan's constant demands kept her up late into the night. It was either they were arguing or she was trying to comfort him. She began losing weight, her skin dulling, her eyes growing weary. But it didn't matter. Nothing mattered but keeping Nathan happy, keeping him fixed. Anna's friends and family noticed the changes in her, but when they reached out, she would make excuses. He's just going through a rough time, she would tell them, though her voice trembled. And then came the final blow, the emotional breakdown that shook her to her core. Nathan had gotten another job, but in the same breath, he had lost it. And now he had turned on her completely, saying, "You don't care about me." He told her, "You don't care about me. You think you're too good for me," he screamed as he threw a glass against the wall. Anna stood where she was, frozen, her heart racing, her body trembling. His words stung worse than any physical hit. Nathan's words came sharp and wild. "I hate you," followed by a bitter, "I'll never be good enough for you." But beneath the surface of his rage was something more dangerous than anger. It was his manipulation. He twisted his pain into a weapon, using explosive outbursts to silence Anna and make her second guess her thinking. By flipping between aggression and self-pity, he made her feel responsible for his emotions. Instead of addressing how his actions were hurting her, Nathan made her feel guilty for expecting more. Like her need for respect, for support, or consistency was somehow unreasonable. Over time, Anna found herself walking on eggshells, shrinking her voice to avoid triggering another eruption. She started apologizing for things that were not even her fault, comforting him after he would lash out at her, and carrying the emotional weight of a man who refused to take responsibility for his actions. Nathan's manipulation blurred the lines between love and control, leaving Anna emotionally exhausted and unsure of her own truth. It wasn't just about what he said, it was about how he made her feel small, unseen, and even unworthy. And that was the most devastating damage of all. One day, Anna collapsed on the couch crying. For the first time, the full weight of what had been happening hit her. She was actually suffocating. She was being destroyed from the inside out by someone she thought loved her, someone who claimed to love her. She realized that she had spent so much of herself trying to fix Nathan, trying to fix him, trying to be what he needed. But she had lost all sense of who she was in the process. That night, Anna didn't sleep. She sat by the window, staring out at the city lights, her mind racing. It wasn't just the abuse that had broken her, it was the realization that she had allowed herself to be treated this way. She was more than her circumstances. She was worth more than this. The woman who had healed others, the nurse, the woman who had been a professional and a nurturer. She deserved so much more than being someone's emotional punching bag. The next morning, Anna did something she had not done in months. She looked at herself in the mirror, really looked, and for the first time, she saw the woman staring back at her with strength in her eyes. This time, she was done shrinking herself to fit his version of her. She told herself that she was not weak, that she would not allow herself to be broken, no matter how often Nathan tried to make her feel that way. She was a woman with worth, with fire in her soul, and she finally realized that she deserved to be seen, to be heard, and treated with respect, the respect that he never was willing to give. Anna didn't just pack her bags. She packed her strength, her silence, her months of swallowed pain. She was a woman of worth, with fire in her soul, and she finally realized she deserved to be seen, to be heard, and treated with respect, the respect that he never gave. Anna didn't just pack her bags that day. She packed her strength, her silence, her months of swallowed pain. She left a note on the kitchen table, like a final breath. I'm done. I deserve more than this. Her hands trembled, but her spirit stood tall. And when that door clicked shut behind her, it was not just a goodbye, it was a resurrection. The chains fell, the air tasted different. She was finally free. It wasn't easy. She spent the next few months rebuilding herself, starting therapy, reconnecting with old friends and family, and focusing on her career again. Slowly, the bruises, physical and emotional, began to heal. But something profound had shifted. Anna had learned the most important lesson of her life. Love does not mean losing yourself. Love does not mean losing yourself. Anna was no longer the woman who gave everything for someone who couldn't see her value. No longer blind to her own value, she wore it like an honor. She didn't just walk away. She was reclaiming every shattered piece of herself. And from that day, she swore never again would she shrink herself to fit someone else's comfort. Never again would she nibble on scraps at the table when her heart was built for a banquet. So it's really easy to lose yourself in a toxic relationship, to give everything and to neglect who you are. But Anna's story really shows us that we have the power to walk away. You have the power to walk away from abuse, to reclaim your worth and your value, and to design a life of freedom. Freedom from fear, and instead to be respected and valued and treated fairly. So if this video touched your heart in any way, I really would appreciate it for you to like and even leave a comment. I'll be happy to hear from you, and I will also respond to your comment. I appreciate you. See you in the next video. Bye.